How to recharge. Hello, this is Chris speaking, Shores of Infinity, with a video about how to recharge. Maybe you know this, that sometimes you feel drained, tired, exhausted. Maybe over a longer period of time even. Or regularly and without exactly knowing why. So there are three basic possibilities what could be the reason. Firstly, you don't receive enough energy, enough life force. Secondly, you have enough energy, but it's stuck somewhere, it's blocked, doesn't flow properly. And third possibility, you lose too much energy. The word energy is a bit weird, but I use it anyway because it's still the best word I know. But you could also use life force, power, chi, prana, and many other terms. In most cases, the two main reasons are blocked energy or losing too much, spending too much energy. Almost never the problem is not receiving enough energy. It's possible, but much more unlikely. The most likely reason is spending too much energy. Well, unless you're doing something all the time. If you're busy all the time, then this, of course, is the reason why you're spending too much energy, because you're doing too much. You don't have enough time for pauses, for breaks, for regeneration. But some people, they are not doing so much and still they feel drained and exhausted and kaput. Well, of course, you can look at your sleep, at how you are regenerating, and also at your intake of food and drinks. What are you eating? What is the quality of what you're eating? This will also give you energy. Eating and digesting and assimilating food is the main source of energy. But also sleeping, drinking, resting, breathing. And you have a finite amount of energy stored in your body, in your cells, which you can use up. And when it's used up, this adventure is over. So burning the candle at both ends is a very bad idea, because it just means you're going to die sooner, unless that's your aim. So let's assume the way you handle your finite energy, which you got by being conceived and born, and that your diet is very balanced and good quality food, and you're breathing properly, and you're sleeping properly, you drink good quality water, and you're not taking any or not too many medications, then you should feel fit. Movement, of course, is also important. Fresh air. Experiencing the beauty of the wilderness. But let's assume you do all this and you still don't feel fit. Then most probably either you're spending too much energy, or the energy you have and taken gets blocked. Spending too much energy, of course, as I said, if you're burning the candle at both ends, you're doing too much, you're not resting properly, is one possibility. The other is that without knowing, you're spending energy on things, too much energy on certain things. And often this is people. Thinking, thoughts and feeling emotions cost energy. They can also give you energy, but mostly they cost energy. If you have trouble, if you have stress with other people, it can cost you a lot of energy in the moment, but also later on even more by thinking and feeling about it, replaying it again and again and again in your mind. This is often because we take too much responsibility for others. It's not your responsibility what other people do, say, think, feel. So if someone behaves like an asshole towards you, So what's their problem? They're in a bad mood and it has nothing to do with you. Most probably even they feel unconsciously that you have more energy than they have in that moment, and they want to take it from you. Like a gas station, like a petrol station. They come and see you, this guy looks like, or this girl looks like she has more energy than I do, so let's take some away from her. Then I will feel better afterwards, because we have lost the ability to recharge from nature. So we constantly try to steal it from other people. Unwillingly. We just don't know any other way. So we do it without even noticing it. But you can put a stop to this. You can put a stop to other people leeching off you, and you can put a stop to doing it to others unconsciously. And most of all, you can put a stop to taking other people's moods seriously. Or even your own, but that's a little bit more difficult. That's the next step. So these kind of unhealthy relationships are the main reason for losing too much energy, when it's actually not necessary, spending too much energy. Especially if you have a helper syndrome or a codependency syndrome, then it could be even more intense. Okay, but now I want to talk about the third possibility, the blocked energy. You have enough energy, you take enough in, you don't lose too much, but still you feel unfit and tired. Just as we have arteries where blood flows through, and veins where blood flows through, and nerves where electrical impulses flow through, and the lymphatic system where the lymph flows through. There are also paths of energy and centers of energy. There are many names for those paths and centers. Chakras, nadis, jingmai, and they can be blocked. And blocked chakras and meridians, they can cause diseases. They don't have to, but they can. But even before they cause diseases, they cause things like a general unwell-being, a general unfitness, a general tiredness, a general feeling of not being particularly healthy and strong. To unblock those channels, you can go have a massage or a foot massage, but this will probably only last a few hours or days. Or you can have an acupuncture session, or tuina or shiatsu session, which will last probably for about 2 weeks. Or an osteopathy or cranio session, which might even last 4 or 6 weeks. Or a mind flow or theta session, which might last several months or a year maybe. But the best thing is to learn something yourself. To be able to feel, okay, now it's too much. Or now I'm losing energy. Or now something is happening. Now something is happening that's not good for me. Or something has happened today which wasn't good for me. So what to do now? As I've mentioned many times, in the Vedic Indian tradition, we have 3 bodies: the gross body, the one we can feel and see, the vital or subtle body, the body of energy, and the mental body, the body of the part of the mind that can become enlightened. You think your gross body is complex, your vital body, your subtle body is 4 times more complex. But it's relatively easy to self-diagnose and to self-treat. One of the things you can do is things like Qigong or Hatha Yoga or Kriya Yoga or Kundalini Yoga. Another thing you can do is to meditate. Another thing you can do is breath work, like Wim Hof, or Raja Yoga, like Mind Flow, for example. This will unblock your chakras and your channels. For the chakras, of course, chakra healing is very effective. That's why it's called chakra healing. Or there's Jinshin Jitsu, for example, a Japanese form of self-acupuncture without needles. So if you do things like that, make sure that whatever energy you work with is really the highest energy out there, not some kind of middle floor. And also that it doesn't have anything to do with any beings. The next thing is to charge your hands. With your hands you can diagnose and heal yourself much more quickly. So it's very important to charge the hands. And then, of course, the diagnosis. How do you find out where the blockage is? Then you remove the blockage and then you recharge the now empty and unblocked chakra or nadi. All these are natural abilities that you have, but you have forgotten them or never learned them. But they are there, latent. And you can awaken them and train them and use them, because that's what your vital body is for. You're partly flesh and bones and blood and other tissue, and you're partly energy. So you spend most of your life learning about your flesh and bones. Now it's time to learn about the part of you that is pure energy. And just as you can clean a wound and put a band-aid on, or wear good shoes so that your feet are not full of thorns and cuts, and wear clothes so that you're not cold, or wear sunscreen so that you don't get sunburned, the same way you're taking care of your body, you can also take care of your energetical system. It's what the ancients called caring for yourself, taking care of yourself. It's not only sleeping and eating properly, but also taking care of your energetical system. And this is something that is very helpful on the path to enlightenment, because later you will need clean and clear channels and chakras to receive all this Satchitananda stuff that is raining down upon you at some point, which is really, really intense. But if your vessel, your three bodies, if they are full of muck, then no clean light or clean water, whatever you want to call it, can enter it and fill it. For me, this is the real reason for all this stuff like pranayama and hatha yoga and qigong and other exercises like the 5 Tibetans and so on. And also the real reason for meditation. And so many people ask me, what's your opinion about Kundalini yoga or Kundalini? Yeah, if it's properly practiced, then it's the same thing. But for me, the Kundalini is not some kind of energy snake waiting at the sacrum to be unleashed and unfold and rise upwards. For me, the Kundalini is the DNA. It's the DNA, and it's the power in every cell, like the mitochondria. That's the Kundalini. There's so much power that can be unleashed. But your bodies need time to regenerate, and you need to give them the right kind of input, the right kind of food, the right kind of sun and air and nature and beauty, and most of all love. You need to be able to give and receive love. I will talk about it in another video about belonging. Love is a very tangible, very obvious form of energy. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't hear it, but you can sense it, you can perceive it somehow. And you will find all the information you need about this in yourself. Your body, or your bodies, plural, They already know how to do it. That's why this looking inwards is so important. You can also do courses, of course, but you don't need them. You can find the information inside. Unless you need some information now and you can't find it, then of course some training, some workshop may be very helpful at the right time. So take care of your gross body and take care of your vital subtle body, of your energy system. It's really, really important. That's it for today. Thank you to all Patreons. Thank you for joining me as a Patreon. Thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing the videos with your friends, and see you soon.